Have you ever wondered why you eat protein every single day? Try to do everything right, and yet you still wake up feeling exhausted, bloated heavy, or slightly swollen, as if your body just isn't clearing itself anymore. What most people don't realize is that this isn't just about aging, stress, or poor sleep. It's often the earliest warning sign that your kidneys are quietly losing their ability to filter toxins efficiently. And the most dangerous part is that this process is usually silent, painless, and invisible for years. I'm Dr. Johnny, and I need to say this clearly. If your kidneys are being overloaded every day by the wrong type of protein, no amount of healthy eating will protect you in the long run. In fact, research now shows that certain proteins can either support kidney filtration or push your kidneys closer to failure without you ever feeling it happen. And here's where it becomes urgent. Most people believe all protein is the same, but science tells a very different story, one where the type, structure, and even preparation of protein can dramatically change how hard your kidneys have to work, sometimes increasing their workload by hundreds of %. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 specific lean proteins that don't just avoid harming your kidneys, they actively support kidney filtration, reduce toxic buildup, and help your body clear waste more efficiently. These aren't trends. They're backed by clinical research and real patient outcomes. But you need to stay with me until the end, because there's one common preparation mistake, something millions of people do every day, that can completely cancel out these benefits and silently sabotage your kidney health. And once you see it, you'll never look at protein the same way again. When we talk about protecting your kidneys, the very first thing they need is not another supplement, not a detox drink, and definitely not extreme restriction. What your kidneys need first is something much simpler, less pressure. That's why the first lean protein I want you to understand is 1. Most people completely underestimate egg whites. I've met countless people who tell me the same story. They cut back on red meat. They try to eat lighter. Some even skip protein altogether because they're afraid of damaging their kidneys. And yet they still wake up feeling swollen, sluggish, mentally foggy, like their body just isn't clearing waste the way it used to. Here's the truth most people never hear. Avoiding protein doesn't protect your kidneys. Choosing the wrong type of protein quietly harms them. Egg whites work differently because they give your kidneys what they need to function without overwhelming the filtration system. Inside your kidneys are millions of tiny filters called nephrons. Every single day, they process an enormous amount of blood, removing toxins, excess fluid, and metabolic waste. To keep doing that job, nephron cells require complete amino acids, not excess minerals, not inflammatory fats, and not high phosphorus loads. Egg whites deliver high-quality, complete protein with minimal phosphorus, and that detail matters more than most people realize. Phosphorus is one of the minerals that forces kidneys to work harder, especially when kidney function is already declining. Multiple studies show that lower phosphorus protein sources help preserve kidney filtration capacity over time. In clinical trials, people who replaced higher phosphorus proteins with egg white protein showed measurable improvements in kidney function markers. In some studies, estimated glomerular filtration rate, the key measure of how well your kidneys clean your blood, improved by 15 to 20% compared to those eating conventional animal proteins. But filtration is only part of the story. Egg whites are rich in albumin, a protein that plays a critical role in keeping fluid inside your blood vessels. When albumin levels are adequate, fluid stays where it belongs instead of leaking into surrounding tissues. If you've ever woken up with a puffy face, swollen fingers, or socks leaving deep marks on your ankles, that's often a sign your kidneys are struggling with fluid balance. Supporting albumin production through the right protein choice can significantly reduce that burden. Egg whites also provide cysteine, a key building block for glutathione, often called the body's master antioxidant. Glutathione protects kidney cells from oxidative stress caused by constant toxin filtration. In simple terms, it helps kidney cells survive the non-stop chemical exposure that comes with doing their job. But here's a detail that many people get completely wrong. Egg whites only deliver these benefits when they're cooked properly. Raw egg whites are poorly absorbed. Studies show they're only about 50% digestible, while cooked egg whites reach over 90% absorption. That means when egg whites are cooked, your body actually uses the protein instead of forcing your kidneys to filter unused nitrogen waste. This is critical because every gram of protein you metabolize produces waste your kidneys must eliminate. When protein is efficiently absorbed and utilized, less waste ever reaches the kidneys in the first place. Another overlooked advantage is sodium. Egg whites are naturally very low in sodium compared to processed meats or packaged protein foods. Lower sodium intake directly reduces kidney workload by helping control blood pressure and fluid retention, two of the biggest drivers of kidney damage over time. So when egg whites are prepared simply boiled, gently cooked without heavy salt or sauces, they become one of the cleanest, least stressful proteins your kidneys can receive. But here's where most people stop and where the real danger begins. Because reducing kidney strain is only the first step. Even if your kidneys are working more efficiently, there's another silent threat that continues damaging them from the inside: chronic inflammation. And that's exactly where the second protein comes in. But just knowing how to lighten the load on your kidneys isn't enough, because there's another factor that may be even more dangerous if you ignore it. If egg whites help your kidneys breathe again by reducing pressure, then what comes next is just as important, because even a kidney that's working more efficiently can still be slowly damaged by something far more dangerous: chronic inflammation. This is the part most people never feel coming. Inflammation inside the kidneys doesn't cause sharp pain. It doesn't announce itself loudly. It quietly irritates the delicate filtering units day after day until filtration capacity slowly fades. And this is where whitefish changes the story when it's used correctly. I once spoke with a woman in her late 40s who told me she had already given up red meat to protect her kidneys. She felt proud of that decision. But her lab results kept worsening, and she couldn't understand why. The problem wasn't what she removed from her plate, it was what she replaced it with. White fish like cod, halibut, or tilapia is one of the few animal proteins with an exceptionally low phosphorus to protein ratio. That single detail dramatically reduces the workload placed on the kidneys. But the real advantage of white fish goes deeper than mineral balance. Research shows that white fish produces significantly fewer inflammatory byproducts during digestion compared to red meat or heavily processed proteins. These byproducts, often called advanced glycation, end products accumulate in kidney tissue and accelerate long-term damage. In one clinical analysis, people who consumed whitefish several times per week showed 25% lower inflammatory markers associated with kidney disease compared to those eating red meat regularly. That matters because inflammation inside the glomeruli, the tiny filtering structures in your kidneys, is one of the strongest predictors of future kidney failure. White fish also provides moderate omega-3 fatty acids enough to calm inflammation without the heavy metal risks found in larger fatty fish. Omega-3 ES helps stabilize the membranes of kidney cells, making them more resilient to oxidative stress and chemical exposure. Another overlooked benefit is selenium. Selenium acts as a cofactor for glutathione peroxidase, one of your body's most powerful antioxidant enzymes. This enzyme helps neutralize free radicals generated during toxin filtration, something your kidneys are exposed to constantly. Long-term studies have shown that adequate selenium intake is associated with a significantly lower risk of kidney function decline, especially in people with early-stage kidney stress. And there's something else that makes white fish uniquely kidney-friendly. It's easier to digest. Compared to dense proteins like beef or pork, white fish breaks down more efficiently in the digestive tract. That means fewer nitrogenous waste products are created, and fewer toxins need to be filtered by your kidneys later. If you've ever noticed fatigue, brain fog, or a heavy feeling in your body after protein-heavy meals, that's often a sign your kidneys are struggling to clear the metabolic load. White fish helps reduce that burden. It also supports blood pressure regulation, which directly impacts kidney health. The balance of potassium and sodium in white fish helps the kidneys manage fluid balance more effectively, reducing strain on blood vessels that supply the filtering units. But here's where things quietly go wrong for most people. Whitefish is only protective when it stays clean. When it's fried, breaded, drenched in salty sauces, or cooked at extremely high temperatures, the benefits disappear. High heat creates inflammatory compounds. Excess sodium forces the kidneys to retain water and raise blood pressure. In other words, the fish doesn't fail your kidneys, the preparation does. This is why so many people believe they're eating healthy protein while their kidney numbers continue to slip in the wrong direction. When white fish is baked, gently grilled, or poached, seasoned with herbs, citrus, garlic, or ginger instead of salt, it becomes a powerful anti-inflammatory ally for your kidneys. But even then, there's a final misunderstanding that still catches people off guard. Because even the right protein prepared the right way can still become harmful if one critical factor is ignored. And this brings us to the third protein, the one almost everyone eats, almost everyone trusts, and almost everyone unknowingly damages through habit. But just knowing this still isn't enough, because there's another factor that may be even more dangerous if you ignore it. By now you've seen how reducing pressure with egg whites helps kidneys function more smoothly, and how white fish calms the silent inflammation that slowly erodes filtration. But here's the reality of everyday life. Most people don't eat fish every day, and many rely on one protein they believe is safe, familiar, and healthy. That protein is skinless chicken breast. It's the default choice for millions of people trying to eat clean. High protein, low fat, easy to find, easy to cook. And on paper, it looks perfect for kidney health. But this is where a dangerous misunderstanding begins. I've seen patients who switched almost entirely to chicken confident they were protecting their kidneys, yet their lab numbers continued to drift in the wrong direction. Creatinine slowly rose, blood pressure crept up, fatigue didn't improve. The issue wasn't the chicken, it was what repeated habits were doing to it. Skinless chicken breast provides high-quality complete protein with relatively moderate phosphorus, which makes it far less stressful for the kidneys than processed meats or fatty cuts. Even more important, the phosphorus in chicken is naturally occurring, not the inorganic phosphorus additives found in packaged foods, which are absorbed almost completely and place a heavy burden on the kidneys. That difference alone matters. But chicken breast also plays a critical role beyond kidney filtration. It supports metabolic stability, which directly protects kidney tissue. Research consistently shows that the lean protein in chicken helps stabilize blood sugar levels by slowing carbohydrate absorption and improving insulin sensitivity. This matters because diabetes is the leading cause of kidney failure worldwide. Repeated blood sugar spikes damage the tiny blood vessels that supply the kidney's filtering units, accelerating long-term decline. In one large clinical analysis, diets emphasizing lean poultry protein were associated with better glycemic control and reduced progression of kidney damage compared to diets higher in saturated fat and processed meats. Chicken breast also provides vitamin B6, zinc, and selenium nutrients essential for protein, metabolism, immune function, and cellular repair. Vitamin B6 helps prevent the buildup of homocysteine, a compound known to damage blood vessels, including those in the kidneys. Zinc supports tissue repair and immune resilience. Selenium works alongside antioxidants to protect kidney cells from oxidative stress during toxin filtration. And then there are the branched-chain amino acids leucine, isoleucine, and valine. These amino acids help preserve lean muscle mass, which becomes especially important as kidney function declines and muscle wasting becomes more common. On every level, skinless chicken breast looks like a win. But here's the turning point. Chicken breast is one of the most easily damaged proteins when it comes to preparation. High heat grilling, frying, charring, or cooking until dry creates inflammatory compounds that the kidneys must later filter. These compounds, including advanced glycation, end products, and heterocyclic amines, increase oxidative stress and promote fibrosis inside kidney tissue. In simple terms, overcooking turns a protective protein into a metabolic burden. And then there's sodium. Marinade seasoning blends sauces and healthy dressings, quietly add hundreds of milligrams of sodium to a single chicken meal. Excess sodium forces the kidneys to retain water, increases blood pressure, and damages the delicate blood vessels that feed the filtering units. This is why so many people feel confused. They're eating the right protein, but their kidneys still struggle because the preparation method is silently undoing the benefit. When chicken breast is baked gently, grilled, poached, or slow-cooked, seasoned with herbs, citrus, garlic, or spices instead of salt, it remains one of the most versatile and kidney-friendly proteins available. Prepared correctly, it supports blood sugar control, protects kidney blood flow, and provides the amino acids your body needs without excessive metabolic waste. But here's the uncomfortable truth that ties everything together. Even the cleanest proteins, egg whites, whitefish, chicken breast, can fail your kidneys if one critical factor is ignored. And that factor isn't the protein itself. It's the hidden habits surrounding sodium seasoning and heat that most people never question, yet they determine whether kidneys heal or slowly decline. But just knowing this still isn't enough, because there's one final factor rarely discussed that may be even more dangerous if you ignore it. By now you understand something most people never do. It was never just about protein. It was about how small daily habits quietly decide the future of your kidneys. Because here's the truth that almost no one tells you early enough. Kidney damage rarely happens all at once. It happens slowly, meal by meal, habit by habit, until one day the numbers change. The fatigue becomes constant and the options suddenly feel limited. And the most dangerous mistake isn't eating protein. It's combining good protein with the wrong habits. The first silent mistake is excess sodium. Every time protein is paired with salty sauces, marinades, seasoning blends, or processed condiments, the kidneys are forced into overdrive. Sodium causes the body to retain water, increases blood volume, and raises blood pressure, all of which damage the tiny blood vessels that feed the kidney's filtering units. Research shows that reducing sodium intake can significantly slow kidney function decline and lower blood pressure within weeks. Yet most people unknowingly exceed safe sodium levels before lunchtime. The second mistake is high heat cooking. When proteins are grilled until charred, fried in oil, or cooked at extreme temperatures, they form inflammatory compounds that the kidneys must later filter. These compounds accumulate, quietly promoting oxidative stress and fibrosis inside kidney tissue. This is why two people can eat the same protein, but only one sees improvement. And then there's the third mistake, the one that changes everything. Inconsistency. Many people eat well sometimes. They're careful for a few days, then return to old habits. But kidneys don't heal from occasional effort. They recover from consistent relief. The kidneys need a steady environment, predictable protein, quality-controlled sodium, gentle cooking, and adequate hydration, so filtration units can repair instead of constantly defending themselves. And this is where hope comes back into the picture. Because kidneys, unlike many organs, respond remarkably well when the pressure is reduced early enough. Clinical evidence shows that people who consistently switch to kidney-friendly protein sources reduce sodium and stabilize blood pressure can slow, and in some cases partially reverse functional decline, especially in early to moderate stages. This is why the goal was never perfection. The goal was direction, choosing egg whites to reduce pressure, choosing white fish to calm inflammation, choosing properly prepared chicken breast to support metabolism without overload. These aren't dramatic changes, they're quiet ones, but they're powerful. If you're watching this and thinking, I wish I had known this earlier, I want you to hear this clearly. You're not too late, and you're not powerless. What you eat this week matters more than what you ate last year, and the choices you repeat from here forward matter more than the mistakes behind you. If this video helped you see your kidneys differently, not as fragile, but as organs that respond to care, take a moment to support this channel. Like the video so it reaches someone who hasn't heard this yet. Subscribe for more science-backed guidance that helps you protect your health before it's taken from you. And if you want a clear, step-by-step way to apply everything you've learned, including protein, choices, portion sizes, and preparation methods, I've put together simple printable guides you can follow without stress. You'll find them linked below. Because kidney health isn't rebuilt in fear. It's rebuilt with understanding, consistency, and the confidence that your daily choices still matter. And that's where real healing begins. Before we end, I want to speak to you directly for a moment. If you're watching this because you're worried about your kidneys, because your lab numbers have changed, or because you don't want to reach the point where your options become limited, please know this. You're not weak and you're not too late. Your kidneys don't fail overnight. And in many cases, they don't heal overnight either. But they do respond when you consistently reduce stress, lower inflammation, and give them the right support day after day. The small choices you make, the protein, you choose how you season it, how you cook it, how much sodium you allow into your meals, these are not minor details. They are signals to your kidneys that determine whether they stay in survival mode or begin to recover. If this video helped you understand your kidney health more clearly, I encourage you to save this video so you can come back to it when you need guidance or reassurance. And please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos where we share the latest science-backed medical insights on how to protect and support your kidneys naturally. Everything we share here is designed to help you make informed decisions before damage becomes irreversible, not through fear, but through understanding. And remember this, your future kidney health is not decided by one lab result or one bad meal. It's shaped by the choices you repeat from today forward. Thank you for taking the time to care about your health. I'm honored to be part of your journey, and I'll see you in the next video.